Welcome to Cambridge International Academy's virtual open house. We're thrilled you can join us and look forward to telling you about our school philosophy and all the unique programs and classroom structures we have to offer. My name is Kevin, and I'm your moderator for tonight's open house. And I just wanted to start off by giving you a little bit of information about myself. I've been teaching for about 15 years at the high school and university level. My focus has been on ESL, but more recently, I've been teaching English, history, and social sciences courses. Over the past year, I've taught both online and in-person classes at various high schools in Ontario, and we've all had to make adjustments. And we at Cambridge International Academy feel confident in our ability to meet the needs of our students and put them on the path to success. Let's start off by taking a look at the panel of speakers that we have for this evening's session. Tonight, you'll hear from our principal, Sandra Arf, as well as our school director, Lin. Three of our teachers, Johnny, Yasmin, and Femi, also will be speaking to you, as well as Grace, who's one of the administrators of our ever-expanding online programs. In terms of the order of events, we'll first hear from Sandra, our school principal, and then move on to the teachers. After that, Johnny will share some information about our school community, and then we'll hear a video testimonial from a parent of a student currently at the school. You'll then hear about our summer offerings, and then closing remarks from Lynn, our school director. We ask that you hold off on all your questions during the presentations, as we've allotted time at the end to address any questions or concerns you may have. We also ask that you keep your microphones on mute for the duration of the presentations. Okay, let's get started. Our principal, Sandra, is an experienced educator, and she's been teaching and has teaching and administrative experience at both the elementary and the high school level. She's a dedicated educator and a well-respected leader in our community. So on that note, I would like to introduce our principal, Sandra Arf.
Thank you, Kevin. And thank you all for joining us today. So can we all see my slide?
I can see it, yes.
Thank you. So it is a great pleasure to be here with you this evening. As parents, we all wish for our children to lead a happy and productive life. And one of the keys to their success is education. Education creates many opportunities for our children. It helps them to develop the 21st century competencies comprised of the cognitive, interpersonal, and intrapersonal skills so that they can be successful at school, in their careers, within their communities, as well as prepare them for real life experiences. So quality education empowers our children to pursue their aspirations and hopefully become agents of positive change in the future. So this evening, I will share with you how Cambridge International Academy supports and develops your children's academic abilities so that they can thrive in their future endeavors. So Cambridge International Academy is a small school, but we make a big difference in the student's education. We provide a unique student-by-student learning environment to cater to the academic needs and goals of students from grades 1 to 12. With a class size of 1 to 10 teacher to student ratio, our teachers are able to meet the individual academic needs of their students and have them smoothly transition to the next higher grade level with the intent to ready them for post-secondary education. We assess where students are and take them as far as they can go. And we do this in a variety of ways, always taking into consideration a student's readiness, interests, and learning preferences. So for example, teachers begin with the planning stage, where they learn about the prior knowledge of their students' understanding of a concept and recognize the gap between the prior knowledge and what is expected to learn. The next is the process stage, in which our teachers use a variety of different and multiple ways for students to make sense of the content. Our teachers implement different instructional strategies. It could be role play, teacher modeling, use of technology, visuals, even experiential learning, so that students can process the content learned from different perspectives instead of only one approach like direct instruction. For the observation stage, our teachers use a wide range of assessments for their students to demonstrate their understanding. So, for an example, for a Shakespeare unit, students have the option to choose their own topics of study. It could be fashion, food and dining, science and medicine, entertainment, the Globe Theater. It doesn't matter. And they have a choice how to present their findings. It could be done as a research paper, as a PowerPoint presentation, or even a podcast. The point is, when assessments are diversified and students are given choices, learning becomes personal, learning becomes inclusive, and learning becomes engaging. Lastly is the reflection stage, which in my opinion is just as important as the learning. So reflection is like clicking a save button on one's computer. It gives the students an opportunity to deepen their connection to the content learned, as well as have them to reflect who they are as a learner. We are able to best serve our students by adopting a holistic approach to learning. Our professional educators take into consideration the whole student into account, recognizing that every student's academic success is influenced by many factors, which include a student's cognitive, social, and emotional, as well as physical needs. So a holistic approach to learning promotes a balanced and good working relationship between the teacher and the student. Our teachers get to know their students, they recognize them as individuals, they attend to their students' interests, and our educators, of course, are excited and passionate to help them to learn. We
Thank
not
you.
only deliver the Ontario curriculum to our students in grades 9 to 12, but we also support and enrich the curriculum so that students have an engaged and meaningful and, most important, relevant learning experience to help them to deepen their critical thinking, their problem solving, and application skills. So, for example, our students will engage in hands-on activities to enrich their learning in math and in science classes. We instill a love of literature by incorporating Socratic seminars and role play throughout our novel and Shakespeare unit, as well as complement the reading with various creative and rigorous activities. In addition, students work from textbooks that are approved and recommended by the Ministry of Education. Our educators also integrate technology in the classroom to not only engage their students' learning, but also to prepare them for post-secondary education and, of course, the digital world. Lastly, we organized field trips that are aligned with the Ontario curriculum so that students learn not only within the classroom walls, but outside of the classroom as well. We help students to uncover their hidden talents by helping them to adopt a growth mindset. So our educators understand that in order for students to adopt a growth mindset, they need to create a risk-free learning environment where students are willing to take on challenges, where students are willing to make mistakes. It is important to encourage students to shift their mindset from, oh, I'm not good at this, to I'm not good at this yet, but I will learn it by using a different strategy to solve this math problem. It is just as important for our students to see how our teachers work out a problem or work through a specific task. So, for example, while teaching writing, students will see how their teacher puts together an introductory paragraph. The students will see their teacher think out loud to create a hook or summarize a story in just one or two sentences, as well as to come up with a workable thesis statement. When students observe their teacher's thought process and see their teacher re-edit sentences to improve the writing and then ask them for help, students soon recognize that writing is a process. Student recognizes that revision is important, and most of all, students recognize that there is always room to improve work. So as students begin to adopt a growth mindset, they become motivated, they remain persistent, and focused on their learning. We take pride in building relationships with our students and their families. Our teachers and administrative team communicate frequently and work closely with parents to ensure that their children remain on track with their academic success. We regularly communicate with our parents through email, text, phone, WhatsApp. We provide monthly newsletters. We hold scheduled parent meetings throughout the school year. And of course, we are flexible to accommodate informal meetings as well. It is a priority at Cambridge International Academy that all students feel safe, all students feel welcomed, and they feel valued at school. Lastly, we offer a number of engaging after-school activities and clubs to increase our school's experience for the student so that they can be inspired by lifelong learning. Later in the seminar, Johnny will be sharing more information with you about our extracurricular activities and clubs. But before I discuss how Cambridge International Academy customizes the educational pathway of students, I think it is necessary of me to share with you the Ontario Secondary School Diploma requirements. So the OSSD requirements ask students to complete 30 credits by the end of grade 12. 18 courses are compulsory and 12 are optional. The 12 optional courses are the courses in which Cambridge International Academy is able to customize. In addition, students need to complete or to obtain a minimum of 40 volunteer hours by the end of grade 12. In addition, students need to pass the Eqao literacy test. The literacy test measures reading and comprehension skills. It is designed and marked by the Education Quality and Accountability Office, and students write this test in grade 10. Cambridge International Academy caters to the individual academic needs, talents, and interests of our high school students by customizing their academic pathways. So students have the option of studying at the university or college level. We arrange one-to-one career guidance with students and have their parents also involved in the decision-making process. We develop, we document, we implement, we evaluate a 4-year educational pathway so that students have a clear vision and purpose relevant to their career aspirations. So the customized educational pathway allows students at the center of their own learning to explore their opportunities, to pursue their passions. Since students are involved in the decision-making process throughout the 4 years of high school, of course, then they are more committed to achieve their academic goals. So Cambridge International Academy sets the stage for our students to gain the skills, the knowledge, and qualifications to get them to post-secondary education. So this is an educational pathway of a student wanting to study engineering at the university level. So in grade 9, students are limited in their course selections, as most courses in grade 9 are mandated. And I've highlighted the mandated courses in blue font. So for elective courses, students may choose from various subjects, from the arts right up to technological education courses. So this particular student chose computer technology as an elective in grade 9. In grade 10, students can take now 3 electives. And since the students was interested in business and computers, we customized the educational pathway to include 2 business courses, as well as Introduction to Computer Studies. In grade 11, we customized the students' educational pathway to include 2 science courses, chemistry and physics, since both of these courses are prerequisite courses needed to enroll in grade 12 chemistry and in grade 12 physics. So this student continued to take business and computer classes as electives. We encourage all students in grade 11 to really do their best, as many Canadian universities will use grade 11 marks to offer a conditional early admission. In order to apply to an engineering undergrad program, students must enroll in 5 prerequisite courses in grade 12. So the mandated English, 2 math courses, chemistry and physics. So as you can see, this student took all the required courses, and along with 1 elective course, which we advise the student to take a data management course. We also customize the educational pathways of students who wish to enter college. We are able to offer students cooperative education courses. So cooperative education courses is one form of experiential learning that allows students to gain career awareness while developing their career portfolios to continue to earn credits toward their high school diploma. So the idea is for theory and practice to be combined to maximize learning opportunities. All our students get accepted in post-secondary education from various universities and colleges across Ontario. So it could be University of Toronto, Waterloo, Western, York, OCAD, Durham College, Seneca College, and even Humber College. Volunteering in the community helps students to learn more about themselves, and it helps them to develop their self-confidence and, of course, to gain work experience. So Cambridge International Academy assists our students to find different ways to volunteer their time to help others within our community. So for example, our students will volunteer with the town of Ajax, the Ajax Community Theatre, the Ajax Library, as well as the Salvation Army, and this is just to name a few. We encourage and provide various leadership initiatives for our students. We believe by having a student council helps students to foster teamwork, communication, organization, and leadership skills. So students who are part of the student council, they work together to plan and organize different events throughout the school year to increase student involvement and, of course, their school experience. At Cambridge, we also encourage our students to join competitions because it teaches students about determination, about creativity, and perseverance needed to overcome challenges. Students who are interested to apply to competitive undergrad programs like engineering, like computer sciences, and even elite business programs such as Ivy are strongly advised to get involved in all of these initiatives, since many of the universities seek candidates beyond grade levels. They seek candidates who contribute to their community. Universities seek candidates who dedicate themselves to being the best person they can possibly be. So high school classes run from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. After 3 p.m., our students participate in various after-school activities and clubs until 4:30. We do offer high school students a 4 academic semester during a school year so that students are able to gain an in-depth and breadth of the course content. So the 2.5-hour classes allow students to further engage and collaborate with one another while working, let's say, on group projects. It also gives them additional time to do experiments and to do research. In addition, students become less anxious when focusing only on 2 courses per term, and then are able to pace themselves accordingly for school success. In addition to in-class learning, we will continue to offer full-time online courses for the 2021-22 school year. For the summer, we are offering virtual summer credit and non-credit high school courses. So high school students may wish to get a head start in their high school courses and decide to take one credit course to lighten their workload in the fall. Some students may wish to improve an existing grade by retaking a credit course, or some students may wish to enroll in a non-credit high school course just to gain that prior knowledge. So our administrator, Grace, will go into greater detail later in the seminar. So I wish to revisit our three pillars of developing and supporting the individual academic needs of our students. So one, we customize the educational pathways to ensure our students succeed and we like to ready them for post-secondary education. We help our students adopt a growth mindset so that they can grow to be resilient, to persevere, and to become passionate and hopefully purposeful to achieve their life goals. And lastly, we do provide a family-oriented school community so that our students feel valued and we can build a strong partnership with our parents so that together we support our children's learning. So I'm so excited for you to meet our exceptional teachers. They will share some of their teaching philosophies and strategies, and of course, their educational tools they use to help their students learn. Thank you so much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Sandra. So yeah, next up, we are going to hear from three of our many online and in-person teachers here at Cambridge. So first up is Johnny Chang. He graduated from the University of Toronto with a specialist in chemistry, and he's been teaching math and science courses for about 10 years, including IB and AP classes. Please welcome Johnny Chang.
Hi. Okay, my name is Johnny. Just a little bit about myself. I graduated from University of Toronto in chemistry specialist. I have about 10 years of teaching experience in math and sciences. And I also teach IB and AP material. At school, I value the balance between academic and extracurriculum. I encourage students to participate in math contests. At Cambridge, we actually host a Waterloo Mathematics Contest for the past 5 years. I also like to promote STEM programs. In my physics class, I include robotic learning in project building. I believe the best way to learn is to enjoy and have fun throughout the process. Here is my teaching philosophy in 4 steps. First step, develop confidence in math. This is the most important steps. If the student dislikes math, there's no way he's going to learn it well. So having the right mindset and the confidence in math is very important to start. I focus on understanding, and that's why instead of memorizing mathematical formula, understanding will take you a much longer way. Here's a video I would like to show you that I'm trying to demonstrate a grade 11 mathematics concept in a series where instead of introducing the formula that's written in the textbook, I show a different way of deriving the formula and how to obtain the formula. So even during the test or quiz, the student forgot about the formula. If they remember and they understand the concept, they can easily derive it themselves.
Arithmetic series. So we talk about arithmetic sequence. Now we're going to talk about arithmetic series. What is series? Series is sum of sequence. So remember the sequence that we list up for arithmetic. Series is you add all of them up together. Term 1, add term 2, add term 3, add term 4. So for example, if you have a series of 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5. Just say this sequence has 5 terms, and this series, okay, will be from T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5. That's what series is adding the terms up. So you can see that S5, meaning I'm adding the first 5 terms. If I have S100, that means I'm looking for the sum of the first 100 terms. That makes sense? Okay? So So for example, if we have arithmetic series, just like 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, etc. Now, if I'm looking for S10, what do? You need to add the first 10 series, sorry, the first 10 terms. 2 plus 6 plus 10 plus 14 plus 18. So that's relatively big. So let's just do S5 first. S5 is obviously adding the first 5 terms, right? That's pretty simple and straightforward. So you can just do the addition. That's 50, right? Now, how do you calculate S10? And in fact, how do you calculate S100 if I ask you to calculate 100 term add together? So you have to, we have to think of it as a trapezoid. So this is the shape of a trapezoid. So for example, this is term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, over to term n. So you can think of it as bricks, okay? And then this is the height, which in our case is number of terms. So we need to use the area of trapezoid. Term 1 plus the last term, Tn, multiplied by the height, which is n, divided by 2. That is the area, which will be the sum. So let's try that.
All right, so that's just a very short example of how I focus on understanding instead of memorizing. Now, step 3, learn how to apply knowledge and understanding. That is a very important step, and a lot of students struggle with applying the knowledge they learn in class. Okay, so that's definitely something I focus the most during the class. And the last step is to challenge yourself. Okay.
The first one.
All right. And some of the learning tool I like to use in the class. Right now, it's I do all my classes online, but even it within class or with online, I do use a lot of technology or help other than the textbook. But of course, we use Nelson textbook, which is on the trillion list. And having textbook is great and work on a question is great, but oftentimes I find it not sufficient. So I always find extra help. For example, like IXL, there's lots of questions that student can go online and do those questions. And the marks will actually go back to me and I can give feedback. So that's a very good way to quiz student. Gizmo Learning is something that we have been using at Cambridge for years. Gizmo Learning is this one on the right here. That one is a hands-on learning. Actually, student can go online and log in their account and play around with the buttons and numbers. And it's like a mathematical lab where you can change variables in there and to see what changes to the graph. So we do lots of these mathematical labs. It's very hands-on and it's very great for learning. And also implement a decimal online graphing calculator. So it's a free software. You can use that to check your graph, to graph high power polynomial, or even graph something that you have never seen before. So it's definitely great tools. And lastly, I like to use mathematic contact question in a class, during the class, especially at the beginning, to sort of keep student thinking. You know, they're always thinking and always find challenging question for my students. Okay, so here are how we take math to the next step. So as you can see that in the middle, there are just some more challenging questions from Mathematic Contest. And here we have the Math Club trying to solve questions using mathematic formulas. And then we apply math and a little bit of programming in our science project. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. And back to Kevin.
Thanks, Johnny. Yasmin Sinanen has taught a lot of different subjects in her career, but her specialty is English. She has experience teaching internationally and with IB schools. Please welcome Yasmin Sinanen.
Hi, everyone. Tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and give you some basic information on my teaching philosophy, teaching strategies, and the teaching resources that I use. As Kevin mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on English. To start off, I just want to give you a little background information about myself. I'm an Ontario certified teacher with a Master's of Education. I have about 20 years of teaching experience, teaching at the elementary and high school levels, and I consider myself to be a lifelong learner. I decided to become a teacher because of my love of learning and the satisfaction I get when I see students of all ages experience that aha moment. I teach business and some math, but like I mentioned, most of my teaching time is with English. My fundamental teaching philosophy is that everyone is capable of learning. That said, it is important to recognize that there's a great diversity amongst learners. I always aim to meet students where they are. I support and celebrate growth amongst struggling learners, while at the same time providing opportunities for advanced learners to push beyond the curriculum expectations. This helps motivate everyone to work at their highest potential. I also think it's very important to use relevant and relatable technology and media. I like to get students to use whatever social and digital media is trending for them. As an example, students can craft a sample Twitter post or create a TikTok video as part of an assessment. Another really important part of teaching is making sure that students are able to make connections to the material we cover. I ask questions like, what does this chapter remind you of? Who in your life is most like this character? What would you do in this type of situation? These connections help students internalize their learning. Lastly, I love to study classic texts. When we study these texts, we look at the context of when they were written and also discuss how the book compares to literature published today. We critique depictions of race, gender, class, and ability. I want students to know you can look at a work of literature as a work of art, while at the same time be critical of the author's choices. I love to assess frequently. At the outset, this may seem like a negative to most students, but in the end, they actually really appreciate it. Not only do frequent assessments help students stay organized, it also gives students the opportunity to recover from a bad mark. In my English courses, I have literally dozens of assessments of varying weights. This way, students' final marks truly depict a clear picture of their overall achievement. I also like to give students choices in assessments when possible. For example, at the end of a novel study, students may be given a choice to write a culminating essay, to record a reenactment of scenes along a common theme, or to record a podcast where they interview characters from the novel. Giving students choices allows them to work to their strengths. A really important part of my instructional strategy is providing descriptive feedback. Descriptive feedback means instead of saying, good job, I say something like, your character analysis clearly demonstrates your understanding of the differences between dynamic and static characters. Or maybe instead of saying, this sentence is too simplistic, I would say, word choices need to have greater sophistication. Try using a thesaurus next time. I also use modeling as a means to guide students to expected outcomes. Showing students concrete examples of what varying levels of success looks like provides guidance that leads to success. I use a plethora of resources in English instruction, but I'm not going to hone in on a few that I rely on significantly. I think somebody's marking up my presentation. I'm not sure what's happening. That's not me. Somebody has access to the markup. So I apologize for that, but I'm not sure who. YouTube, let me continue on. Sorry, YouTube is a great go-to resource for many educators as it has become a huge repository for academic videos. I'm able to use YouTube to play audiobooks and provide students with a direct reading of the text, summaries of the plot, and critical analyses of things like literary device, themes, and motifs. In high school English, all roads eventually lead to Shakespeare. When starting in the lower grades, I use a resource called No Fair Shakespeare. This publication sets up the original text alongside a modern translation on each page. This helps ease students into the world of Shakespeare. The last resource I want to mention is the use of slide decks. I place all my detailed notes on slide decks, and I share my slide decks with students. I do this because during instruction, I want students to be more focused on listening to me, asking questions, and processing the information rather than frantically writing out notes. Okay, I'm actually going to stop share and share again, and hopefully that odd scribble is gone. And I have a demonstration video for you guys. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, in the demonstration video that I'm about to play, I talk about the essential components of good writing. And then I give exemplars showing what a level 2 and a level 4 introduction looks like. I have a detailed slide where you see that I purposely try to stick to the script so students don't have to worry about note taking while they're listening. What does good writing look like? What are the things teachers are looking for, especially grade 12 teachers? Looking for sophisticated vocabulary. Use grade 12 level vocabulary. Looking for a mastery of English language conventions. Spelling rules, grammar rules, punctuation rules, all followed. Good sentence structure and phrasing. Sentences need to be complete and logically phrased. Effective transitions and cohesion. So there needs to be a logical flow of ideas from sentence to sentence, but also from paragraph to paragraph. We need excellent textual support. We need to see quotes from credible scholarly sources that support your ideas. Need a great introduction and conclusion. A strong thesis is part of the introduction, and that should be the last part of the introduction, and that's what describes the focal point of the essay. This is really critical to producing a high caliber, good quality writing piece. Once a thesis is stated, everything that comes after it must connect back to it. So again, the thesis is what the essay is all about. So now we're going to take a look at 2 sample essay introductions. So the grading for essays typically is from 1 to 4, so it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the first piece we're going to look at is a level 2, so it's like a just pass introduction. And then the second piece we look at is a level 4, so it's an 80, it would be graded at an 80 or above. The first sample is a level 2, as I mentioned, so I'm going to read through it. So you'll notice in the beginning there's the hook. I've highlighted the hook in pink and the thesis is in blue. So the hook, I'm just gonna go ahead and read through it. Who's J. Gatsby? In the novel, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, we get to know the protagonist J. Gatsby through his best friend, Nick Carraway. Nick tells us about how Gatsby has worked hard all his life to become successful and achieve the American dream. I think, after reading this novel, that Gatsby is a kind man who cares about others, but is willing to do anything for money. I also think he is smart and adventurous. Okay, so this piece, this introduction, would get a passing grade of 2 because it has the basics of what an introduction should have. Has a hook, there's some information leading into the thesis, and there's the thesis. Now, the problem is the hook doesn't really grab your attention. It's not long enough. It's not interesting enough. There's not enough information in the development of the paragraph. And the thesis uses very simple language and uses personal pronouns, which is a big no-no in academic writing. And here's our level 4 introductory essay. So are the trials and tribulations along the journey to becoming successful worth the end goal? In the novel The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, the author focuses on the protagonist J. Gatsby's obsession with monetary success in his pursuit of the American dream. The American dream is the idea that one can arrive in America with nothing and through hard work and perseverance achieve substantial financial success. The story of Gatsby's motivation and need for material trappings is narrated by Nick Carraway, J. Gatsby's closest friend. Nick gives insight into the complexity of the character of J. Gatsby by revealing how Gatsby's life revolves around his pursuit of the American dream. Nick exposes what Gatsby does what he says, and what others say about him. And it becomes clear that Jay Gatsby is extremely determined, ambitious, and optimistic to a fault. So hopefully you can hear the difference between the two introductions. Looking at the thesis in particular, you can see that there's a distinct difference in the level of sophistication in the vocabulary and in the phrasing. This level 4 introduction is longer, but keep in mind that longer isn't necessarily better. We are looking for longer essays, but longer isn't going to cut it. It has to be longer, but also it's very important that it's high quality as well. Okay, thank you all for your time. And now, Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Yasmin. So Femi Saliu is our computer science and math teacher. He graduated from the University of Trent with a BA in computing systems, specializing in software engineering. Please welcome Femi.
Hello, everyone. I hope we're doing well, and I hope we're enjoying the presentation so far. My name is Femi Saliu. I will talk a little bit about myself here. So like I said, my name is Femi. I'm a computer science teacher and a math teacher here at Cambridge. I've been with the school for about 4 years now, teaching computer science mostly, a lot of programming courses, as well as high school level math for the grade 11 and the grade 12 students. Like Kevin mentioned, I'm a graduate of Trent University with a degree in computer systems, specialization in software engineering. That's just a little bit about myself. I want to speak about my teaching philosophy, something that I really and truly believe in as a teacher. There's a quote by Mark Van Doren that says, "The art of teaching is the art of assistant discovery." And this is a quote that resonates with me because to me, this means that as a teacher, errors are coming in again. This means that as a teacher, it's my job to assist students in discovering their potential and also realizing their potential. And how do I do this? I've listed 3 ways here. Number 1, grooming critical thinking skills through learning experience. This means that I help my students think outside the box. So when we have content in the textbook or we have contents within the course outline, how can we come up with solutions and challenges beyond that, right? Let's not take the textbook answer at face value. Do you have any questions beyond this? Do you question the methods that the textbook have used? So I encourage my students to challenge a lot of theories that we see in our textbooks and that we learn in our classroom. Also, another one is putting students in the driver's seat of their own learning. This means that the students have to realize that the learning is their responsibility. I am there as a teacher to assist them, but ultimately it lies within them, right? They say you can force the horse to the water, you cannot force it to drink. And so ultimately, if a student doesn't want to learn or does not realize that it's their responsibility and they're in charge of their learning, there's little I can do to help them. They have to want the help for me to be able to help them. Mentorship, life beyond the classroom. For me personally, I understand and I realize that my students watch me a lot because we joke around a lot, we play basketball, we hang around in the school outside of the class, doing a lot of other activities. And so I know that I have to compose myself in a certain way and I have to live an exemplary lifestyle, something that they can see and be proud of and hopefully emulate. Instructional method, direct instruction. This is just old school teacher to student teaching. I stand in front of the classroom, I give instructions and the student listen. This is still, regardless of our advancement, this is still applicable today. It helps build a relationship between teacher and student. Helps build that understanding that the teacher is still the authoritative figure in the classroom. Another instructional method that I apply is an inquiry-based learning. This again helps students, this encourages students to do research, a lot of investigation, project-based learning. So we learn an idea in the classroom, you now have to take that idea outside of the classroom and do some research on it. find new things on it, ask questions about it, challenge the ideas that we just learned. And then personalized learning. This is especially a strength of Cambridge International because of our smaller classroom sizes. If I have a handful of students in the classroom, then it's easy for me to be able to understand that this student has an issue or this is the problem with this particular student. And then I can go to that student and we can customize a way that is more beneficial to the student's learning style. Because of our smaller classroom sizes, this is a big plus. Frequently asked question. So there's a question that the high school students, especially the grade 12 students, grade 11, grade 12 students will ask you all the time. And that's, teacher, what is my mark? Right? That's a big part for them. What's their mark, especially the grade 12 students who are looking to apply to the university. And so when you tell them their mark, they say, well, teacher, why is my mark this? Right? Teacher, why is my mark at 50? Why is my mark at 60? It's a very simple answer that I give. Your mark is a 60 or your mark is a 70 because you've only done 70% of the work, right? If you do 100% of the work, your mark will reflect that, right? And so one of the beauties of the Ontario curriculum is that it really does reward hard work. The harder you work, the better your grades will be, because the Ontario curriculum has separated all the work that we do in the classroom, 70%, and then our final exam and the final project takes up 30% of the final grades. And so this means that your homework, your assignments, your quizzes, your tests, your project, everything counts. And so if you are on top of it and you do all your work every day, you will get 1% here, 2% here, and at the end, everything adds up. And so, like I say, the answer to this question is your mark is this because you have done that much work. If you do 80% of the work, you will probably have an 80% in the class. How to be successful, like I said, but it's not magic, you do the work, right? There's no magic trick, there's no magic formula, especially with a course like computer science. A lot of times, students have this idea that the computer program or computer coding is just this completely different world that they watch on TV or in CSI, and it has to be this really, really smart dude that just comes and closes his eyes and just taps on the keyboard. It's really not difficult, right? So if I can keep my students engaged from the very beginning and keep them continue to work hard and do all their work every day, success is right there for them. So I want to show a video. This video shows one of the projects that we have done in the classroom. We use one of the tools that we use for our programming class. I teach Python programming. Python programming is especially a useful programming language because it's very industry based, right? If you look at Google, Microsoft, wherever you're working, a lot of these computer programmers still use Python. I think the number is about 60% of professional software developers use Python in their workforce. And so this is a very, very applicable program for our students to learn, because if there's something they want to continue in the future, it's a good place to start. So I will play this video.
Okay, so I just want to show a very quick one of the lessons that we will be covering in the computer science course. This is one of the final projects at the end of the course. It's where the students create an application program. The application program will be designed to do anything, whatever the scope of the assignment covers. This is what the students will be required to do. This is one program that I wrote last semester for the computer grade 11 computer science class. Towards the end, the students were asked to make an application program that creates a random password generator. And so essentially what the program does is you write a program where when the user puts in a command prompt, the program will execute that prompt and it will return a random password. Of course, this could be important as you see on your iPhone. Sometimes your iPhone suggests to you to use certain password formation and things like that. And so that's what the students were asked to do here. I'm not going to bore you with the details of the code, as you can see here, it's a pretty long code. It's about 100 lines of codes here, but I will just run this to show you what the program does. And so when I hit run here and I run the main file, I will get a result. Just waiting for it. Oh, here. And it looks something like this. And so here you can click generate. When you click generate, it will randomly generate a password for you. You can also edit the length of the password that you want. What we have done is we have set the password to be a minimum of 8 characters, but we can also increase the length of the password up until about 32 characters. So let's say I randomly select 12 and I will say generate, and it will generate a password with 12 characters. I can go low. When you say low, it will the strength of the password changes to something like this. And as you can see, when I say low, they're all lowercase letters here. It's not a very strong password. If I do medium, then I will get a mix of both lowercase, uppercase letters here. And when I say strong, I get a mix of uppercase, lowercase, and other characters. For example, this is capital Q, close brackets, @ capital L, small e, numbers. And so this is a concatenation of both lowercase, uppercase, characters, and numbers when we say we want a strong password. And so, of course, we will most likely always recommend that you use a strong password for whatever you need to do. Some software applications will not take certain characters in the password, but what we're seeing today now is most logins are asking for stronger passwords. And so one of the beauties of this program as well is that you can click copy. When you copy, it will copy the password, and then you can reuse it into whatever you want to use it into. So this is just a very quick example of one of the many programs that we have worked on throughout the term. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll pass this back to Kevin.
Thanks, Femi. And a big thank you to all of our teachers for providing a snapshot into their learning philosophies and practices. Now, in order to augment our rigorous academic curriculum, at our school, we also like to emphasize experiential learning. So next up, Johnny is going to be sharing with you some information on various field trips, contests, projects, and other activities we offer to help keep our students active in the school community.
Okay. I'll be talking about leadership and some extra activities that we do in Cambridge. Academic is important, but there are many skills and experience that you can learn from extra curriculums. The key is to find the right balance. Okay. At Cambridge, we provide equal and variety of opportunities for students to take part in leadership, clubs, sports, and competitions. There's no cuts or tryouts in clubs and sports because we encourage all students to participate with or without prior experience. Leadership and teamwork skills are vital in school and in real world. Cambridge International Academy Student Council is a place where student leaders plan and run activity for students throughout the year. So this slide shows at Deca that our student went for the Deca Contest and also the Model UN. So a Deca is a very important business competition. Okay, so especially for student who wants to apply for Toronto Rotman or Ivy programs, and we encourage all the students to take part in the Deca. And Model UN is a debate that it trains students in their public speaking, and especially if they want to go into business, it's definitely something will add more to their application for the university. So we take these very seriously, and we train students and prepare students to go to these competitions. Okay, so the YMCA Leadership Camp, it's a mandatory activity at Cambridge. And this usually happens at the beginning of our school year, where students get to meet their teacher and bond with their teacher and staff, and even or meeting new students at the camp. It's an overnight trip where there's lots of group activities and of course campfire at night with marshmallow. The activity that we do at the camp focus on leadership, teamwork, problem solving, and of course survival, and much more. So this is something we do every year. Just bring students out there in the wilderness, I guess, and away from Wi-Fi, away from cell phone and all the technology. Just really nice place to get together and know each other. Okay, so these are some artwork that's done by our art students and as well as art clubs. So here are sports club. We run various sports clubs, including basketball, badminton, golf, ski, curling. Usually the student put in a request and then we will discuss and we'll try to make it happen. For basketball, we have a small gym at school, but we tend to rent out bigger gym that's in a community center, and we invite other teams to play against our team. So it's pretty big. It's pretty fun as well. And we also run other clubs that's non-sport, like for example, jewelry club, coffee club, master chef club. And I personally lead the coffee club at school. And I can tell you about a little bit about what we did. We're not just making coffee and drink coffee. We actually went to a coffee roaster to learn how the coffees are picked from grain and how they roast them from grain to different roast level. We learn different brewing methods and the benefit of drinking coffee and drinking them black or making a milk drink and stuff like that. So it is a very relaxed club, but in the same time, we learn a lot of knowledge in coffee. And some of the students actually fall in love with coffee and just need to have a coffee every day. And this is a trip that we took for the university fair for our grade 11 and grade 12 students. This is very important because if students are in public school, they need to do this on their own time. But at Cambridge, we do it as a school trip because at school, our staffs prepare the students, help the student to organize their question they wanted to ask at the university fair. So we encourage the student to come up with questions and approach help, and then go find this university they want they're interested in the program, and they do these independently. So I think this is a very good learning process, and we definitely very important in our school. So so this one is an activity that we took to see the salmon run. And here we have activity like the salmon run activity, the trips to Ontario Science Centre, Royal Ontario Museums. These activities are aligned with the Ontario curriculum. So our teacher usually give out assignments or work aligned with the trip. And we do that pretty much once a month. And we have activity like apple picking as well. That these are seasonal, and the apple that we pick, we bring it back, and the Master Chef Club usually makes a delicious apple pie afterwards. And of course, the following activity that I'm going to show you are the activity that's planned, ran, and executed by our student council. So student council are a group of student leaders from our school, and actually I am the teacher that watch over them, but I don't get involved too much with their decision making. So they need to do the planning, budgeting, and the only thing I say to them is, your budget is approved. It's too expensive. You can't run that. It's not appropriate. We cannot run that. But they need to come up with the idea what they want to do and plan great activity for our school. So that's again a great opportunity to learn leadership and learn teamwork. So this is the holiday Thanksgiving days. And we have the Halloween. This is one of the biggest event for the student council. They usually design their own haunted house, various activities for students to participate. And we have the Christmas, doing the gift exchange. And we have the Chinese New Year celebration. And again, our school is multicultural, so we celebrate various holidays. Aside from extracurricular activity, we also focus on students' volunteer work. So for example, this is the Earth Day movement where students volunteer to plant trees along, I think, the waterfront. We also have keynote speakers came over to our school to give speeches about World War II and soldiers on the Remembrance Day. And lastly, our students are definitely involved with the community. Terry Fox Run, Kini Walk, and Santa Claus Parade. Lots of activity that we get back to the community. And lastly, we do charity. There's food drive we run every Christmas time, I think, and Salvation Army, as well as the tree planting we talked about already. Okay, so that's about it. Give it back to Kevin.
Thank you very much. Now, over the years, we've had a lot of satisfied parents and students. And Carl Doherty is a parent of a student at our high school. So let's take a look at what he has to say about his child's experience here at Cambridge.
After Quinn's grade 10 year, my wife and I were not impressed with the learning he was receiving despite being on the school's honor roll. We didn't feel he was receiving the attention he needed to succeed. And when I say succeed, I mean get to that next level. We started to look at alternatives and came across Cambridge International Academy in Ajax. After one meeting with the principal there, Sandra Arf, we were pretty sure that Quinn was going to flourish at Cambridge. Quinn is now excited about school again, something that was lost in his transition from public school to high school. This energy has shown in his marks and his schooling habits, and it's really great to see. When I speak to people about Quinn being at private school, they often ask me, what does he think of it? And you know, the transition from public school to private school was made really easy by the teachers. They welcomed him. Everybody was really nice and friendly. Quinn feels that the learning environment is great at Cambridge. The teachers hold him accountable, and this has led to positive habits and results. Quinn also feels that Cambridge is his home now, and he's really looking forward to next year. I've also been asked, what's the biggest impact that Cambridge has had on my son? Quinn's confidence has increased dramatically. Once too shy to ask questions of his teacher or engage in conversation, the Cambridge staff have been able to bring out the best in Quinn. We as parents have seen a huge impact in Quinn's confidence, work ethic, and communication levels. It's really nice to see.
Now, Grace Wren has been very busy this year coordinating and growing our synchronous online programs. We're pleased to be offering an exhaustive and innovative lineup of online courses this summer. So here's Grace to tell us more about what we have available at Cambridge for summer 2021.
Hi, everyone. My name is Grace. I'm one of the administrator of Cambridge. And also, I'm the summer camp coordinator. So let's talk about the summer camp 2021. So before I talk about the exactly program, I want to talk about why we offer this program, why we start to open the summer camp. So during the pandemic in 2020, we received many parents and students' requirements. They asked our school to offer summer camp. Some students want to redo their courses to supplement unlearned knowledge, and some of them want to prepare for the new semester in September. So we first opened our summer camp in 2020. All the teachers who teach summer camp courses are our full-time teachers. They have OCT Ontario and have rich teaching experiences. So based on years of school operating and training experience and high quality services, lots of parents are satisfied with our summer camp and after-school program, and they followed us continually. We have 200 families followed the whole after-school program right now. Okay, now I want to talk about the first we offer for the high school students is grade 2 to grade 12 credit courses. So after complete the credit courses in 1 month, either July or August, students can get one Ontario recognized credit. The students also can choose the non-credit courses to boost their learning. So this is the first kind of program we offer. The second program we offer is for the summer camp, is academic courses. We offer English from grade 9 to grade 12, Math also grade 9 to grade 12, French grade 9, and Science from grade 9 to grade 10 to help students to learn in advance before the new semester start. Also, we offer the public speaking, debate, Deca preparation courses, the math contest courses, and the computer programming courses such as C++. Those courses, just like our teacher Johnny talked about, is very important for students to learn and to improve their ability. So for the summer camp courses, we offer it's a lot of courses, so you can click the link below to see all the program. So now I just want to give you an example for grade 9 summer camp courses. We offer grade 9 the math, English, also advanced French, science courses. We also offer the math contest courses. It's all the academic courses. Besides that, we offer the ability improving courses such as public speaking, level 1, level 2, and we have the public speaking contest prep courses for grade 9 to 10. We also offer the C++ level 1 courses in summer. We offer Deca levels courses, so the students can choose which course they like and register. For the register part, how to register, please reach us by phone or email. If you want to take a picture, it's welcome to have it, take a picture. So you can reach us by phone or email. Thank you, everyone. I hope students can join us for the summer program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Grace. Now, Lynn is the director of our school. She's an educational leader in both Canada and China with many years' experience. Lynn always has her finger on the pulse of changing directions in education and is constantly growing and adapting our school to meet the needs of our school community. Please welcome our director, Lynn, as she shares closing remarks.
Hello, everyone. Cambridge International Academy is a private school with over 80 students around the year in Ajax, which is inspected by the Ontario Ministry of Education and is permitted to grant OSID credits to the students in Canada and internationally. In 2010, as a founder of CCIA, especially for the purpose of exploring and each student's potential in a smaller learning environment that knows them individually and recognize and respond to their needs alone. And I want to show everyone, so I'm so proud of 2019 and then 2020. And that year, and then it's the COVID-19 start. And then so all our students graduates total in 67, and only 2 students and went to the college. And then the rest of them all went to the university. This is the offer and then students they got. And then 30 offers from U of T and then 20 from the Western University and then along with the other university. The lastly, and the 2 students even got 2 offers in UK. So I'm so proud of that year and that students. And I just want to mention that year is special. And then the COVID to spread and in Canada around February. And the Ontario ordered and all public school have to be stay home, and then no one can go to the school. And then I'm proud of, the Sandra and the principal, right, the after that order to call the ministry. And then we go to the, not, the online students learn by themselves. Can we offer like Zoom, and the teacher can teach them through the Zoom and still stay home, like the students in class, and then the everything and then counted as credit. And then the Ontario, the ministry, they just, the offer that, and they thanks, the Sandra calling and by this request, and all the teacher, and then they spent the 1 day with all students, and then to learning how to learn from the Zoom, and then even the Google Classroom. And then just spend 1 day. That's after that 1 day, the second day, all the students stay home and the teachers stay home and they learn from the online. And finally, all the students, they got the offer, the efficiently, and then so no delay and to get any offer. And then so the students, well, I'm so proud, the one we had, the virtual graduation ceremony. The student just said that through the ceremony, I'm just, this year, I got what I have to get. I got the offer, what I want, but I just miss my friend, my students, and my classmates. So that is the special year. I'm so proud of the whole school, the teachers, and the students. And I want to show the other students. This is Richard, and he from the public school and in grade 11. And then grade 9, grade 10, the after school with us. And then the full time in public school, and then the after school with us, and then for the tutoring. And then after the grade 10, the parents does remortgage their house, and then spend the money on him, and then to Cambridge. And then with the 2 years, and then he went to the OUIT in computer science. Johnny knows the students, and then he always treats the teacher, ask questions. That's why finally, and he got his offer. The parents are so proud of him. So this is a very good students, and then the sample, and then I just want to mention the last term, we gave him the scholarship, and then to help him finish the high school. I'm so proud of them family. And this students, she is a really good students, and she doesn't know and then go to the life science or the business. And then so the teacher and the Sandra, the principal, and with the other counselor, the teacher gave her the suggestion, the courses, and then the select 6 courses, either can go to life science and also it can go to the business. And then so with 2 programs, and finally she got a U of T and Waterloo and the McMaster, the all offers, and she want to go. I'm so proud of. And then so that's the school, the customize the program, and then for the students, we are successful for academic learning. And then this is the customized pathway to success. And then the central is the specialty, and then we provide the school the many helpers for 1 student. One is the monthly report card to the students and then to the parents. It's very important. And then some students just talk to us. This is my privacy, but we still talking with the family to ask the students, because both sides, parents, school, and the students together, and then make the students success. So we communication with the parents monthly, even the grade 12 weekly, and bi-weekly, and then if they need. Tutoring and after school, and we offer all the students if they need. And the school-based courses, and then just I mentioned that if you have the program selected, and the school, the courses will support each student what they need. Volunteer activities, Johnny did a very good job for each of the students. Feature planning, and then we principal with our teacher to give each of the students with the planning. And for example, what is the planning? This is the future planning. This plan, 2 documents we're gonna give the students, and how the teacher and the students and the parents, how they follow up. And then planning the first one-on-one with the principal Sandra to talking about their future. And then we will give the students for grade 12 the 2 documents. One document is the university they select, and also the program. And along with the grade 12 courses selection, and then follow up, what's the follow up? And anytime they can change, and they can drop off, and they can make another one. This is a follow up, okay? So this is a very successful for each of the students. And then we watch, and then we planning, and then we support together. This is the sample of university planning. This is the one students who is named Jack, and it's a high school planning. And the one, and it's the first column is the university they choose. The second one is the program they choose. And then the third one is the high school compulsory courses they have to take. And then the last column, and then is the university minimum average. So the students knows what they're gonna go, and then what they have to get. Okay, so this is the student, and parent they will know. And then the right one, and this the green one with the blue one, and the 2 table. This shows grade 11 what courses you're gonna take, and then grade 12 what course you can take. The green one is the compulsory course, and the blue one is selection courses. That's how we customize for each of the students. They are able to do that. They are interested in doing that. And then they will go and then where they want to go. Okay, so this school and the parents, students working together for the high school student, for the transition and to another level. This is all the sample. So this we customize for students. It's just like this. And then so I just want to know how we can do it. So I just want everyone knows that how you apply the university academic learning, how you can be successful. Everyone knows 6 grade 12 courses, and then the university is gonna see that, okay? And how we can customize your education to fit your needs. That's what I mentioned, that future plan, and now with university planning. And then students apply Ontario University and through the OUAC system. And everyone will through this one. Okay, we're gonna teach the students, and with a hands-on each teacher with each student. And the university average very different, and the program and the university, that's all the different. We're gonna teach the students how you can select and with your level, and how it's different, how you can meet that one. Okay, and always you can change. And I just gave you the example how the 6 courses it works for grade 12 students. For the example, business program requirement, and then the left side is the compulsory course, mandatory. It's the grade 12 English, calculus, and the function. And then the option course, this is mostly, the business students, they will get, the knowledge and then to go to university. So we give you the, suggestion and to select the 3 of the out of the 5. Of course, we have, the almost the 60, the selection courses you can select. But this is we just recommend, the courses. And for the business students. This is computer science, and the mandatory is the same, and the option is the other side. And so if the parents interesting, I will send the PPT to each of you. Okay, so no worry. And if you can take picture, this is a life science, and what the courses they need, and also engineering. And then so the next one is the art. The art program I just want to mention because under the grade 12 students, some students, they want to go to business, life science, and then so the computer science. And finally, the last year, we have the one student, Martin, and then he want to go to the art program, but he did a very good job. And the art program, only one course mandatory, and then the compulsory course, English. And the other is the option courses, all the option courses. But other than that, they need the 12 in the portfolio and for the art program. We have wonderful art teacher, and she's not here today, but she will go with one-on-one the students and then to prepare the portfolio for each of the students. We have many students and then to who got offer for the OCAT, Emily Card in Vancouver, and even York University, Brock University, and then even Queen's University. Okay, this is how we can customize the students, customize the Ontario high school courses for each of the students, not only carry. And then so also we support the students for volunteer the hours. Volunteer hours, we always work with the government. Our school in Ajas, we just work with the Ajas, town of Ajas, the tree planting, fundraising, and the terror fox, and the Canadian shoreline cleanup. And all the students, they will get a certificate from, the town of the Ajas. So this is all they can show the university, how they participate and with the community. And also all the activity, and then, the Toastmaster, all clubs, and the students practice at the school. So this is the how we customize our school and then to meet each student's need. Okay, so this already, the time already, the over. So hopefully everybody enjoy tonight, and then back to the Kevin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynn. Now, I'd like to open things up to any questions you may have for any of our teachers or any of our administrators.
Yeah, Kevin, you can let everyone, unmute themselves and they can speak and then to ask a question. Yep. Also, they can type and through the chat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you send a message through the chat, I can read it out, or you can unmute yourself if you do have any questions.
Well, I suggest then if no one has questions, if no questions come to your mind at this point in time, Kevin was so kind enough to put my email address. So if you have a question, not right now, but something comes up to you tomorrow or next week, please, by all means, you may email me and I will respond to your email within 24 hours. Or you can also call our office at 905-426-4254. I understand that it has been a very long day for everyone. It is a work day. We're still locked up in our homes, but that doesn't mean that we don't work. We know that we all work. So I am very pleased and happy that you could attend. And I hope you found all the presentations extremely informative. I know our administrator will be more than happy to send you the video of this presentation. So then later on, you could go back and you can also take a look at it. All right? Great.
Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.